Hey, what podcast you picking today? You picked right, because you're at Going for Two with Jack Taylor. I'm your co-host, Jack Taylor.
My name's Hunter, too.
And we are here to review a game against North Carolina State, preview a game against Memphis. And we're going to be saying some pretty rough things about Memphis today, because I think we're going to win this game. Mm-hmm. Just laying that out there. So I wanted to start this off by just listing a few good things that have come out of the city of Memphis.
Okay,
so I'm going to start us off here. And in the first round, pick 1-1, I'm going the Bass Pro Shops Pyramid. This doesn't have to be a draft format. I just think that it was only right.
I think that's a 1-1. That's the only 1-1.
Yeah, there's nothing good else in Memphis.
My fiance is from Memphis. 1-2. Let's go.
You had to pick it.
Yeah.
All right, I'm taking Rendezvous.
I'm gonna take a stolen Mississippi legend, Elvis Presley.
He's from Tupelo.
Mm-hmm. He is from Mississippi. Stop trying to steal Memphis.
I am gonna go with. Is that it?
Yeah.
I'm gonna go with Derrick Rose.
I was about to do Derrick Rose.
We did not plan this beforehand, so any reaction is authentic. All right, you still.
Okay. I'm gonna go that time that Chad Kelly said that it wasn't a rivalry, and then Memphis beat them.
Okay, I like it.
So I think that.
Yeah, I am gonna go with my last round pick. I'm taking John Calipari.
I'm gonna go the bridge. The bridge that goes across.
That gets you out of Memphis.
It's the best thing to come out of Memphis. Except that time that it broke, it wasn't too good that time.
Yeah.
Okay, with that out of the way, let's get into the NC State review.
Yep.
Okay. As always, I'm a maniac. I did a spreadsheet. No one really cares, except for me. This is the way. Let's pull it up. Okay, so Will got a lot of all the people that were like, Will doesn't force it down the field, feel the same way on message boards. They still think Will isn't very good, but Will really improved a lot of ways in this game.
Yeah,
I thought that he worked great in the pocket. Like he was sliding away from pressure, great. He didn't really lose composure a whole lot, and I really liked it. I liked how he played.
I thought he just looked much more confident in this game than he did against La Tech, against a better defense as far as I'm concerned. So I thought it looked really a big improvement there, even though the passes didn't really get too much longer, too much better.
We missed one thing that he did is he kind of had some bad throws in this game. Well, like just kind of off throws in this game.
Yeah.
Probably 3 touchdowns worth of them. On the first drive, he missed Wally by like 7 inches, and it was a weird play. They dropped all their D linemen out, brought all their linebackers. Weird stuff, and then Wally's sitting there with 60 yards of green grass in front of him if he puts the ball on him.
He definitely has the speed to cover those 60 yards if he catches the ball.
Yeah, he'd probably cover those pretty quick.
Yeah.
The next one, the ball to Dylan Johnson, that's a tough throw to make. Running forward, having to throw it kind of over a guy onto the sideline. Dylan made a great catch on it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not going to say that was a bad throw because it's a 15-yard gain, and that's always good. But
yeah, and that's a play right there that'll show you that QB accuracy is not necessarily on incompletions or completions, because that was an inaccurate pass, but was still a completion for a pretty good gain.
Yeah,
19 yards or something.
Yeah.
Was that the 19-yard one?
Yeah, I think it was about 15.
Okay,
I think. Yeah. But that was really good. In this game, I thought that all the stuff was stuff that since we've seen him be accurate like all game, like against Louisiana Tech, he had like 3 bad balls the whole game.
Yeah, he
can throw accurate. If he puts how he was throwing against Louisiana Tech into like a game where he performs this good, it'll be a fantastic game.
He's going to put up a lot of numbers. And
and
they're not going to be misleading numbers. I think they'll be good.
This is like his 6th or 7th start also, which all but one last year was against SEC opponents.
Yeah.
So like he's kind of been thrown into the fire. I mean, I think he's doing. I think he's adequate.
Yeah,
is what
and I think
say.
last year we saw him progress as the year went on. From taking over KJ Costello's spot to then getting into the Georgia games and Ole Miss and Missouri, Tulsa. I mean, he got better as the year went on, and he's started out this year pretty good.
Yeah.
And so if he progresses kind of like he did last year, then I think we're in for a really good year with him. Even though he might not be our first choice as quarterback, he's our chance to be a 3-year starter under Mike Leach.
Yeah.
And
a lot of people are always like, yeah, let's put in Sawyer. I'm not sure if Sawyer does all the good things that Will does.
Yeah.
Will has his eyes in the right spot most of the time on plays, and in the air raid, that's the most important thing. He's shown that he can be comfortable with his offensive line. When we'll get into them in a little bit, but I like what Will's putting out there. I know the ball's not going down the field very much, but I mean, all that stuff will come with time. I mean, you see that ball to Malik Heath. That's a pretty good ball.
Yeah. And what me and you were talking about is that he makes these throws across the field that may on paper look like 10-yard gains, but I mean they're
He's
throwing
on the
from one hash to the other, all the way across the field. I mean they're 40, 50-yard passes sometimes.
Yeah.
So we know he has the arm for it. It's just getting him comfortable doing that down the field.
Yeah, it's like 1st and 10, and he has a 5-step drop out of shotgun. So he's on the 20-yard line and then throws a dart to the 30, but he's on the left hash and that's on the right sideline.
Yeah.
That's a pretty long throw.
Yeah, and those are those throws that he's making to Mekhi Polk more than any. And those are the kind of throws you're going to see like on the sideline where he's a bigger guy and he's going to take advantage of a cornerback there.
Yeah.
And so I think we have the receivers to do it. He has the arm to do it. And as this year progresses, we're going to see him make longer throws, and it's going to look good.
Yeah, I mean, you see that Heath throw. That's a great ball.
Yeah. Really good. And we have the receivers, like I said, to throw
these
up.
Receivers are so good.
Yeah, these 50-50 balls. Our receivers can catch them.
Mm-hmm. So. Which feels so good.
Yeah.
Okay, next we're going to move to the offensive line. A lot of people
watch favorite part.
A lot of people watch the game. I think almost every Mississippi State reporter was like, oh, offensive line was massively improved. I don't really think that they were.
Yeah.
They were good enough, I'd say. They weren't. I'd go with adequate. Like, I'm not going to go good.
Yeah.
At all. But one issue is we really could not run block.
No, not at all.
I
feel like this was a game that we really could have run the ball if we had any blocking at all. Yeah.
We ran the ball like 15 times.
Yeah.
And all those like passes to the running backs that are runs, but they get counted, like we were giving the ball to our running backs a lot in this game.
Jaquavius Marks, I think, had 6 runs for 11 yards or something like that.
Yeah, that's right here.
I mean, it was not good. I mean, Dylan Johnson, our leading rusher, had 6 rushes for 18 yards.
Yeah, just really
not good.
Yeah, and then like you could probably say half of their receptions were those plays in the backfield where and any normal person not in college football would say, hey, that's a run. Yeah. Nope, college football, that's a pass.
Yeah. And it's not that our running backs aren't good. Dylan Johnson and Jaquavius Marks are really, really good.
Yeah.
And better, much improved from last year, too. It's not their fault they're not finding open space. The open space has to be there for them.
We're not getting to the second level with the offensive line, which we did in the first game, but also we should have been able to against Louisiana Tech.
Yeah.
Kind of wondering how not being able to run the ball is going to go, because I know, air raid, we're not going to try to run the ball. It's really nice to get a nice 6-yard run on first down.
Yeah.
And we kept on trying to do it, and that's how we got into those 2nd and 10, 2nd and 9s.
Yeah.
Just couldn't get forward movement.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't make sense that, on first down we're not able to run the ball. I just feel like we should be able to catch somebody off guard, but you know what? Just weird air raid things.
Yeah, sure. Hopefully it'll come with time. I mean, people are always like, yeah, these offensive linemen are just in the wrong system. These are hand in the ground, blow the guy off the line.
They don't look like they're trying that.
They're not doing the best at that. Who am I? I don't know. But okay. Penalties were still a problem.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we had a few ugly ones.
You're going to see that. I mean, the one that jumps off the page to me is Dollar Bill with the
unnecessary roughness.
Yeah. That's a killer, and you obviously you don't like to see that. It just makes your team look undisciplined.
Yeah.
But, I mean, and his name comes up a lot on the penalties, but looking back at him, like you said, I mean, some of the penalties just weren't even there.
Yeah, I looked at a few of them. He had a holding call and And the unnecessary roughness.
And a false start, I think, was called on him.
Yeah, they called the false start on him. I watched it back. They snapped the ball, and he still hasn't moved his hand. Like, he is the only person that did not move on that play, and they just called it on him. I said that it was on the center. Have no clue if it was. I think the ref's blind, and maybe a fly got in his eye.
Yeah, maybe
that's it. So
seems
Cross, SEC Offensive Lineman of the Week.
Didn't expect that.
I said, yeah, that man, no matter what, he just gets beat twice a game. He didn't.
Played a really, really good game.
He got beat inside once in the entire game on, like, the 8th play of the game. And, yeah, that was it.
Yeah.
I'm scrolling down the spreadsheet right now, and you do not see left tackle on here at all.
Yeah. I mean, Cross is a guy that before the season started, before the Louisiana Tech game, he is projected to be a first-round pick. Mm-hmm. Didn't look like it at all in the La Tech game, and really kind of maybe made a little bit of money in the NC State game, and hopefully he can keep that going.
Yeah. And, again, I don't think Lashley was very good.
Yeah.
He came up on this about 8 times. Our left guard, is it Young? I forgot his name.
I don't know.
I completely forgot. Sorry. Our left guard, he was on here 8 times as well. Bill had 5, came up 5 times. LaQuinston Sharp came up 4 times. And Charles Cross down there 1 time.
Yeah. And these times that we're talking about are just like problems that they had throughout the game.
Yeah.
So the more they show
play.
up, the more they show up, the worse it is. So
yeah, so that's really all I got on the offensive line. I mean, that's a really good defense that we went up against.
Yeah. We're not saying that the offensive line was just bad this game, but they didn't improve as much as people are saying they did.
Yeah. People see. I think Will did a lot for them in this game. Which, I mean, quarterback, he kind of. I mean, at times he looks mobile, and then other times he doesn't. Yeah. But I mean, he should be able to make a few guys miss, especially defensive tackles and stuff. Yeah. So he did it. He did in this game.
He really seems to effectively do what KJ Costello tried to do last year: run up to the line of scrimmage and then make a pass. Mm-hmm. He did it one time on that play to the sideline to Dylan Johnson. He ran up to the sideline and it worked out. Mm-hmm. He did it
on the touchdown.
On the touchdown, he ran up. The defenders checked in and opened Wally right up.
Dude, but the whole stadium was yelling, "Run it, run it!"
If he had run, he would have gotten 1 yard.
I think he would have died. I think that linebacker was coming down with 4 yards.
I think he would have targeted him.
Mm-hmm. Maybe got a first down.
Maybe he got a linebacker ejected.
Maybe got to see Chance Lovertich for one play.
Ooh, that would have been fun.
Yeah. So that's all we got for the offensive line, and I think we're going to move on to the wide receivers and running backs.
Okay.
First thing comes up, Dylan Johnson was great.
Yeah.
That play on the sideline for the first down, what a catch.
Yeah.
Oh, was that a 26-yard gain? Yeah.
I like it.
Yeah, it's big time.
Mm-hmm.
Austin Williams, shut us up.
Yeah, we made fun of him being called Mr. Reliable last week because he did fumble the ball.
He did.
For the second time.
Second time.
And, but you know what? What was the stat that you read about him earlier?
It was like catch percentage on passes past the sticks. Okay. So it was like getting a first down.
He's 100%.
There was 3 guys in the SEC, and he was one of them.
Yeah. So, you know what? He might be reliable just past the sticks. You just need to be very...
Dude, he did yards after catch in this game.
Yeah, he really did. You just need to be very specific on what you call him reliable about. Mm-hmm. If it's holding the ball in a rivalry game, it's not very reliable.
Clutch situations, please don't try to get extra yards.
Yes, this is me saying that Louisiana Tech is a rivalry game.
Mm-hmm. So. Yeah.
That's it.
Okay. Malik Heath, we said, I can't wait to see how this is going to go.
He's back.
Speaking of people who are back, wonder how Texas did.
We'll talk about them. Actually, let's just talk
about Texas right now.
Welcome to the SEC, I guess.
Arkansas played 2 teams from Texas in back-to-back weeks.
Struggled against Rice?
Yeah, struggled against one of them. Blew the other out. I wonder which one was Rice and which one was Texas.
I didn't mean to spoil that for you.
Yeah, he kind of spoiled that completely for me.
One thing I want to do is what Arkansas did. I don't want to beat Texas. I don't care about that. I just want to storm the field at one point during my college career.
You know that we have to beat Bama to do that, right?
Yeah. We hold our school to a higher standard.
I wish LSU was actually good so we could storm it next week.
Yeah. Let's just do it.
Let's just
me and you
just
jump down in the Gridiron Club and just head for the field. I bet Barstool Brooks would join us if he was down.
Maybe
so.
Probably not. Okay. Wally.
So, but Malik Heath, touching back on that.
Oh, yeah.
He got the long touchdown catch, just a 50-50 ball that we were talking about earlier.
A little push off.
I didn't see it.
It's not getting called.
I didn't see it. No, but he's back. He is. He's righted his wrong from kicking a guy in the face in the bowl game. He's completely changed man.
If you got your towels, whip them.
Yep, that's right. And like you just mentioned, so Wally, is he still pretty good?
Yeah, Wally is still good. He was one of the wide receivers that came up on here twice. It was both late in the game. He didn't make a block, and on mesh against zone coverage, the wide receiver was supposed to sit in a hole and weird stuff, sitting between the zone. He didn't do that, and Will fired it right on in there, and then it was almost intercepted. But, yeah. I mean, that's just miscommunication on both sides. They kind of had to both be seeing the same thing, and you really don't know who was wrong in there. Looked like if he stopped in that gap, it's a first down. Yeah. But I really don't care.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Wally's still really good.
Yeah, Wally's still really good.
And talking about really good...
Oh, yeah. We forgot about Tulu.
Oh, forgot about that. What a start to the game. And we had a really good start to the podcast today in memory of the great start that he gave us.
That was planned. Remember when we said it wasn't planned?
Mm-hmm.
It was for Tulu.
Yeah. Tulu, I mean, we've said all along, and I think a lot of people have noticed, he can start off the game with a good kick return and just really set the tone.
Yeah.
I mean, he did that. I don't know if it was to start the game, but it started a little rally in the bowl game. Mm-hmm. It's just a good return. He didn't score, but he got into the other end of the field and did the same thing against La Tech when we started our rally. But he started the game with a touchdown this time, and you just can't say enough about that.
That is 3 straight games where he has impacted the game on a kick return.
Wow, that's a good way to put it.
Yeah, I mean,
that's awesome.
Yeah, like the Tulsa game, big play in that game.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we had no momentum at all against Louisiana Tech.
Yeah.
70-yard return, and then first play of the game here.
Yeah. And he's still getting some touches on offense. Got 3 receptions for 22 yards. I mean,
he got 3 targets. Caught all 3 of them.
That's right. I mean, he's a playmaker. He's quick, and I really think that if we can keep getting him touches like that, he can do the same thing he does on special teams for the offense.
Fast people are fast.
That's right. I mean, true things are true.
Yeah.
So moving on to the defense, what a game for them. We knew they were good, but man. This was an incredible game.
Yeah, remember when we said, against Louisiana Tech, those big plays were the only thing that got us. I'm sure Zach Arnett will clean that up. He did, yeah. There were a few times that there were opportunities for big plays, big passes over the top that were either dropped or just, overthrown, underthrown, whatever. And you know what? They wouldn't be passing in that situation if they weren't getting stuffed at the running.
Yeah. I mean, they came in as a running team, and what did they run for? I'm just looking. 32 yards as a team. Their running back, who ran for over 150 yards last week, ran for 31 yards on 8 carries. I mean, that's just incredible.
Yeah.
Incredible run defense. And so, obviously, they missed some chances going over the top, but, I mean, we made a running team have to pass and rely on those, and they couldn't do it.
I mean, it's like making Navy pass. Oh, man, they
threw a 75-yard touchdown pass. Well, it's not a 75-yard run.
Yeah, I mean, One thing we need to talk about on the defense, Jet Johnson.
Yeah.
Coming in, I didn't know that he was going to start. Making great plays all game. The forced fumble. I mean, he was always around the ball.
Yeah. I mean, just looked really, really
Mr. Reliable. That is what people will start calling him. I can't quite imagine why.
Sherman Timms had a great game, too.
Him and Jack Harris. Those are both some high IQ guys.
They first one in, last one out at practice. They're just running routes after the practice. I hope they're not running routes.
I'd rather Wally be running routes.
No, so North Carolina State did get down to the goal line, I think in the first quarter, and then ran just an abysmal attempt at a running back jump pass.
Dude, I didn't show you the Matt Wyatt review of that, but Brule backed the center into him.
Really?
So he's like having the shoot a contested jumper.
Yeah, that's pretty good. That's awesome. But Jalen Green played it perfectly. Got an interception on that.
So funny.
Yeah, I mean,
Don't
just
try that
dropped
against
right
us.
in his lap. Yeah, I mean
it's in our DNA.
Like, I mean, they lined up in Wildcat, and I knew exactly what was about to happen. I mean, he went to his left, and I was like, okay, let's go in the other way. But Jalen Green got that interception there on the forced fumble by Jet Johnson. Jalen Green was just in the right spot at the right time.
I mean, he shut us up too.
Yeah, I said that he wasn't good the other day, and he got 2 turnovers to prove me otherwise. So
look at us.
Look at our defense, just proving us wrong.
Look at us, letting it fuel them.
They let it fuel them. All right, so I guess that's all that we have on this game. Mississippi State wins 24-10 in a game that I thought we were going to win coming in, but I really just said that to not sound like a Debbie Downer.
Yeah.
I don't think either of us really expected us to win this game, and
No.
a lot of our fans didn't. But hey, they shut us up. North Carolina State is a good team.
Mm-hmm.
They may not be as
The
good
ACC is not good.
Yeah.
ACC is bad right now.
I mean, I think that was a good non-conference test for us to see what we're going to be like against middle-of-the-road SEC teams. I mean, I feel like that could be similar to a Kentucky or something like that. So
I was going to say, I think they're about like a... I'm not going to say a Mizzou, but Mizzou's this year's good.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I think they're pretty good. And Missouri played Kentucky close.
Yeah.
So I think it's pretty good. So now we're going to move on to our game preview against Memphis. And again, kind of like last week, we really don't know too much about Memphis. We hear what people are saying, that Memphis has a really bad defense and a really good offense. So that's what we're going to go off of here. So last week they played Arkansas State, who is an air raid team.
Yeah, I believe they were at least 2 years ago. Pretty sure their coach didn't get hired anywhere.
Yeah, or fired.
Who would hire an air raid coach?
Can you underperform at Arkansas State?
Can you underperform as an air raid coach?
I think
we could be.
We might be seeing that. But no, Arkansas State as an air raid team put up 50 points and 700 yards of offense against Memphis. So if that doesn't just have dollar signs rolling around in your eyes, I mean, that's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
I think we're going to do pretty well.
Yeah. One thing going into this game, it's going to be weird seeing our expectations of what Will does, because he should go out there and put up over 400.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty easily.
What about 623?
624.
You might get a statue.
Dude, I can't wait to make the statue for him. It's going to be so great. We're going to be talking about where to put it.
I don't think they're going to hire you to make the statue.
What if they do? Don't they know I have a podcast?
I don't think it's going to look like Will Rogers. It'll look like Cristiano Ronaldo.
I was about to say something about that one. But, I mean, we should expose this defense.
Yeah.
They're...
If we don't, there will be problems.
Yeah.
Somewhere.
Yeah. I mean, we could easily go out here and lose this game if we don't. I mean, our offense is going to have to...
I mean, we could get in a shootout and lose in this game. As good as the Memphis offense is supposed to be. It could very well look like that. I don't think it will, but, I mean, who knows?
Yeah.
Memphis offense is good, and the only 2 names that we know, or that I know of, Seth Hennigan at quarterback.
I think he's a true freshman.
Is he really?
Yeah.
Wow. So he's been throwing for 250 plus in the first 2 games against Arkansas State and I think Nichols State.
That sounds right.
So not great competition, but he's a true freshman throwing the ball. And then their running back Brandon Thomas has put up 147 in week 1 and then 191 rushing yards last week.
I bet he does not put up 191 this week.
You want to bet?
You owe me 44 prime if he rushes for over 150 against us.
Okay.
Okay.
Wait, what? No, you owe me. But I will not be giving you 44 prime.
Okay.
All right. So, there's the big names that we see on their offense. But I think this is going to be a good matchup. Like you said, it could very well, we could go in there and lose this game.
Yeah.
I mean, they're a quality non-conference opponent that we haven't played since 2011, I think. So this is usually Ole Miss's non-conference team to play against. But I think this is going to be a good test for us. A pretty balanced offense for the first time.
Yeah.
Running and passing. North Carolina State was really heavy run team, and we shut that down. So first time seeing some balance here. It'll be fun to watch.
Yeah, I'm excited to watch this game. I just really am. Because I don't feel extremely stressed about it.
Yeah,
which I probably should be.
Yeah. I mean, if everything goes well, it should be our first like stress-free game of the year.
I'd really like to have
I really wish that the Louisiana Tech game had been stress-free.
Dude, I don't know. We just set up the largest comeback in Mississippi State history.
Mm-hmm. Mike Leach just wanted to break records.
That's what we did on purpose.
Yeah, absolutely.
You got y'all's ring sizes for largest deficit over game? We should get rings for that. We're building a statue for that game.
The whole team. Every player gets a statue. Is that for that Natty y'all one? Beating La Tech.
Or just come back. Oh, I bet it was like 40 or something. 20.
All right, so
Hail State.
Hail State. So now I think we're done with the review for that game or preview for that game. So we're going to be moving on to our picks for the week, and we've got 10 really fun games lined up in a really boring week of college football. We had to.
It's top heavy.
We had to dig for these.
Do we know who won the picks last week? I looked and Brooks had 7 right.
I don't think I saw anybody get more than 7.
Yeah, so
congratulations, Brooks. If somebody else is listening to this and they know they got 7 or
Fight
more,
us.
Just do better next time.
Just go 10-0.
Get 10.
Well, I promise I'll notice if you get 10.
I will be keeping a mental tally and be like,
he's coming close. Kind of like what we did with HUD when he went
over 10. All right, so yeah, congratulations, Brooks, on that. Just like last week and the weeks before, if you want to join in and maybe have your name shouted out on the podcast, then just send us your picks whenever we post the prompt for it, and you could be entered to get a shout out. Yeah, so congratulations, Brooks, on that one. And looking at our number 1 matchup of the week is number 8 Cincinnati going to Indiana.
When the schedule was kind of out, people were like, "Dude, Cincinnati has a good chance to kind of if they run the table with their schedule. I mean, they have Indiana at Indiana, and then Notre Dame at Notre Dame, and both of those aren't looking too hot right now. Yeah. Notre Dame almost lost to Toledo, so that's fun. And Indiana, as Brandon Walker said, was the biggest fraud of college football last year.
Yikes.
So that's fun. So I'm going to take Cincinnati here.
All right. I think I'm going to go with Cincinnati.
Too.
I mean, it is at Indiana, so that's one thing they have going for them. But I think Cincinnati's a team on a mission this year. Mm-hmm. I mean, last year they made it to a bowl game and played Georgia really close.
Yeah.
And, I don't think they've slowed down since. So I'm going to take them here.
Okay, second game is number 15 Virginia Tech at West Virginia.
Okay.
I really don't know how to feel about this game. I think this is an old rivalry.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because I think they both used to be in the Big East. Is that what it was?
Okay. I think so.
Yeah.
I think you're right.
So I'm going to take Virginia Tech here because they have the weirdest color combo that actually works out well. Okay. I don't know how maroon and orange works well.
Yeah. I think West Virginia, I know the rankings have Virginia Tech obviously 15. West Virginia's unranked, but West Virginia's favorited to win this game, I guess with it being at home. So take me home, country roads. I'm going West Virginia. Actually, I think that song is about the western part of Virginia instead of actually being about West Virginia.
What are the chances that Virginia Tech is in the western part of Virginia?
You know what? I'm going to look that up.
Okay, and while you're doing that, I'll get to our next game. Our third game is Minnesota at Colorado. Colorado played Texas A&M really, really close. I was watching that game. I was like, okay, I'm out here being the guy that picked Texas A&M to win the SEC this year. Mm-hmm. Not looking too hot right now. So, yeah, that was a little weird. Minnesota week 1 played Ohio State great. Yeah. That's what we got.
Yeah, I'll make that pick in just a minute, but I just want you to know that Blacksburg, Virginia is in Central Virginia. So I'm still going with West Virginia on that last pick, and I am going to be taking Minnesota in this game.
Okay, I'm going to take Colorado in this game.
Okay. I did pick them. I picked Colorado to beat A&M last week, and they played them randomly. Close. It was just a really, really boring game. Weird. Yeah. So Minnesota, I'm picking them in that game. You're going Colorado?
Yeah.
And now we're moving into the fourth game. We're going number 1 Alabama at number 11, the fighting Dan Mullins at Florida. So this is your opportunity to pick Dan Mullen to win a big game.
Dude, I don't know. AR-15? Anthony Richardson is not going to start.
Is he the new Dak?
He's randomly not starting.
Oh, is he not?
Mm-mm.
Oh, gosh.
Dan's starting Emory.
All right.
And Emory isn't great.
So this game for me isn't as much about who's going to win, but is Alabama going to cover the 15.5 point spread? I'm taking them to win and cover.
Wow, that's big.
Mm-hmm.
I think that we'll see Florida go down early, and then I think it's going to be AR-15 time, and he's going to lead a close comeback, and it'll end like a 3 or 6 point game.
Like Bama still winning?
Yeah, Bama still wins.
All right, so Bama wins both of our predictions. I say they're going to cover, but Hunter doesn't.
I love that every time we pick Bama, we like, oh, okay, they're not going to win that big.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a scary way to think about these games. All right, going into game number 5, we've got number 22 Auburn at number 10 Penn State.
Dude, I don't know. Auburn hasn't played anyone. I get it.
And what's easily going to be the best game.
Yeah.
I mean, on paper, it looks like the best game going in. I'm going to let you pick this one first.
No one really knows if either of these teams are really good.
Mm-hmm.
Penn State beat Wisconsin. Graham Mertz did not look good.
Yeah. It's like that. He was like that one-game wonder from last year.
Yeah, that was a weird time. COVID messed him up. Sean Clifford, on one play, he'll be the best quarterback you've ever seen, and then the next one, he'll sail a ball 30 yards over a guy.
Yeah.
And Bo Nix isn't playing at home, so he's not going to be a Heisman Trophy winner.
Yeah.
Which is also an issue. So if we're looking at the stats here, Sean Clifford isn't good. Bo Nix is horrible away.
So it makes it a pretty tough game to call.
Yeah, I'm taking the under here. It is white out, which best atmosphere in college football.
Yeah.
That's awesome. I think I'm going to go... I want Auburn to be fun this year because I want them to win the Iron Bowl. So I'm going to go Auburn.
Okay. Even before you said that, I was thinking I'm going to go Auburn too.
Mm-hmm.
These are two teams that, I mean, either of them could be, frauds. I mean, both of them could be just not nearly as good as we think they are. But I think Auburn really is for real.
Mm-hmm.
And this week is definitely the first test that they have. And I think that they're going to show up. So I think Auburn's going to win this game.
Okay. Game number 6 here. Virginia at number 21, North Carolina. And what a fall from grace for North Carolina.
Yeah.
How's that?
It's been a tough start to the season for them. This one's pretty easy for me. I mean, I know Virginia has Keaton Thompson and a really deep bag of tricks. But I'm still gonna go with North Carolina to win this game.
I believe we looked earlier, and North Carolina hasn't won a game against Virginia, and since like 2016.
Yeah, like a 4-game losing streak.
Apparently, it goes like 2 years back in all sports, except like all the major sports.
Really?
Yeah,
wow, I didn't know that.
It's pretty crazy. I'll never pick against Keaton.
All right, you going Virginia?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Trick bag.
All right. Game number 7, which is just really going to be intriguing. Tulane at Ole Miss, and Tulane is throwing it back to some really cool uniforms. They have an SEC champs sticker on the back of their helmet,
and then a retro logo on the side that's like from their old like promotion.
Yeah,
it's a good look.
Yeah.
Don't know what Ole Miss is wearing yet. I feel like every time that we talk about Ole Miss, we talk about their unis.
Yeah.
Maybe because half the time...
That's the only thing I like about them. So.
Mm-hmm. Except the helmet. Doesn't match.
Yeah. Well, anyway. I'll start this one off, and I think Ole Miss is going to win this game pretty easily.
Okay. We saw Tulane week 1 against Oklahoma.
Mm-hmm.
Came down to the wire against Oklahoma. And I think most people will say that Oklahoma's probably the best offense, second best offense.
Yeah.
Don't know who's second, but I think that they can take punches from good offenses, and I think they can make people make mistakes. And I don't think Matt
Corral.
I don't think Matt Corral is higher than Rattler. And they made Rattler go into mistakes. So give me Tulane.
I take Tulane.
I know it's a horrible pick. It's mostly for the content.
I mean, I don't think that Tulane is gonna get punched in the mouth and just curl up and die.
No,
it's gonna be a fight the whole game.
Yeah.
I just think
it's completely understandable. Mine is a horrible pick. I'm almost certain to lose this game, but Tulane.
All right.
Roll Wave. Also, they get hit by a hurricane, so you have Mother Nature on.
Yeah, it's like a Saints 2000 a Saints Super Bowl type deal.
Yeah, that's it.
Mm-hmm. All right, I'm gonna go I'm just going to take us into game number 9. Fresno State at number 13, UCLA.
You actually missed number 8.
Ooh, that's right. So we're going to skip that game, and we're going to go number 19, Arizona State at number 23, BYU.
What a contrast of school, college life here.
Best, the top party school in America versus
BYU.
BYU.
No Coke. Other one, a lot of Coke.
Just do with that what you will. All right, so I picked BYU to upset Utah last week.
That was weird.
And they hadn't done that in a decade, and I just randomly picked that, and they won. So rightfully, I would pick BYU here, but I'm definitely not going to do that because I don't like picking BYU twice in a row.
Yeah.
So I'm going to go Arizona State to win this.
Yeah, I'm also going to go Arizona State. I said they're a sleeper team to be really good this season. So, yeah.
All right.
Go Arizona State. Jaden Hill's a god.
Yeah. And now we're going to go to the game I just mentioned earlier. Fresno State at number 13, UCLA. So playing in the Rose Bowl. What's it going to look like?
Okay, Fresno State played Oregon really, really close in week 1.
Okay.
And people were like, oh, yeah, Oregon may not be good. Fresno State's a really, really good program.
Yeah.
People are saying that they may have 60% of the stadium in the Rose Bowl here, just because that's how UCLA works.
Yeah.
Not showing up.
Mm-hmm.
Also, I feel like we should just talk about it real quick. I brought up Oregon. Joe Moorhead going out and beating Ohio State.
A bearded Joe Moorhead.
And a tiny offensive line coach.
Yeah, that's pretty fun.
What a fun coaching staff.
But congratulations to Joe Moorhead. Finally got a big win.
He definitely didn't have any of those at Penn State.
No, definitely not.
I'm going to go UCLA here.
All right.
Yeah.
I think I will too. Fresno State had the good game against Oregon, the close game against them, but UCLA, I think, riding pretty high right now after a win against LSU and whatever else they did. I don't know.
Yeah, me.
I just feel like they're all in this game. That'll move us into America's Game of the Week, Mississippi State.
Number 1 in the SEC versus number 1 in the number 1 in the number 1 in the American.
Number 1 in the American. Okay, Mississippi State at Memphis. And so we'll do this and a score prediction and a player of the game.
Okay.
All right. I actually haven't thought about this at all.
Neither.
I think Mississippi State's going to go and win 52-16.
Jeez. Okay. I know there's been a whole lot of Twitter drama about not bringing the cowbells.
Mm-hmm.
Really don't understand how it's expected that we can.
We've never been able to bring cowboys to an away game. I don't know why you thought this was going to be the day.
But there were some funny tweets made out of it. If you let the Memphis fans bring their Glock 18 and let the State fans bring their cowbells,
just drown the sound out.
Noise will cancel out. And it may block out the police and sirens too. I gotta love Memphis. Okay.
Memphis.
Everything Memphis. I'm gonna go Mississippi State here. Let's go 49-26.
49-26? Okay. So I said 52-16. You said 49-26. And who's going to be your player of the game? Are you still doing your reverse mojo?
Yeah, I think I have to do my reverse mojo.
Okay.
Who's the lucky player? You go first. I'm gonna find my lucky player.
Okay.
You stall.
All right. So I think that I know I've said his name a couple of times in the past couple of episodes. I think this week is finally going to be the week that Mekhi Polk gets a touchdown. He might get 2. I just think he's a big body, and we'll get down in the red zone. I think he's going to be a really good target for us. So I'm going to go Mekhi Polk.
Okay. Okay. Last week I picked King Ani. He played great. His plus-minus while on the field was 0. So I think with that being said, I'm going to go... Who's a good one?
Colby Cox?
Nah. I'm going to go Trip Wilson out of Tupelo.
Okay. 0 arrests this week.
Jeez. That's a new high score. Yeah, right. Yeah, that's it.
I like it. All right, so wide receiver Trip Wilson.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so that's going to be it for the picks this week. And like I said, when we set up a prompt for that, you guys are free to send those in, and we'll be really excited to see what you guys think about this week. And so enter that for a chance to get a shout out on next week's show. And now we're going to move into our Instagram questions. Similar thing here. Whenever we set up a prompt for this in our story, you're welcome to send in a question anytime throughout the week.
You're actually required to.
You actually have to. So, Mom, I know you've been slacking, but you really do have to send in a question next time. But no, so anytime throughout the week, if you have a question, you're always free to DM us, and we'll answer it then, or we can just wait to answer it on the podcast.
We'll probably talk to you too.
Yeah, maybe so.
Yeah.
We always like having conversations. So, first question of this week is Football James 17. He said, "Are you going to the game?"
Nah, I can't bring my cowbell or my Glock.
I'm not going to the game. But another question from Football James 17. What do you think Will Rogers could improve on to be a better quarterback?
I really want to be sarcastic and say throwing touchdowns.
Don't do that.
I'm not going to be sarcastic and say
throwing. If he could just throw the ball like 60 yards down the field, that'd be something to make him better at quarterback. I think that'd be pretty neat.
I like it.
Yeah, I mean, what he's doing in the air raid is pretty typical air raid.
Yeah.
I'm not sure there's much stuff he could do.
Just got to get more comfortable in it.
Yeah. So, just a stronger arm is really all I would suggest.
Maybe running a 4-2.
Yeah, that'd make him better. All right, another question here from Tate Mascari. I think if I mispronounced your name, I'm sorry. But are you worried about the Memphis offense?
I hope nothing happens to him. Worried in that aspect.
I hope they're safe on the way to the game.
Yeah, I hope they get there. I hope they get home. I'm sorry for the sarcasm.
I'll answer with zero sarcasm. I think that we should be fine. Our defense is really good, and if we can't handle a Memphis offense, I'm a little worried about what our SEC season is going to look like. So I'm just as a State fan who thinks our defense is really good, I'm not worried about them.
Yeah. Sarcasm is now gone. I think Emmanuel Forbes and Martin Emerson are going to do a good job of kind of shutting that down. It'll be a lot up to our safeties, which should be a good time.
Think he's going to eat?
Nope.
Forbes? He's going to eat? Interception?
Probably 15 tackles for no reason.
Okay. All right, and then last question here from Frederick Reynolds. State bowl game projection?
What does this team feel like for you?
I mean, I always think... I haven't changed my prediction. I think 7-5 is probably what we're going to be. And so that feels a lot like a Music City Bowl.
Okay. I mean, we're not invited to the Armed Forces Bowl now.
Because we don't respect the troops.
That's it. It definitely wasn't anything else. Yeah, Music City seems about right. That seems to be our place.
Like that or the Belk Bowl, maybe. I think Belk Bowl's like an 8-4, 9-3 type deal.
What about the Citrus Bowl?
That's a big bowl. That's like up there with Outback.
Oh no!
You got to be like 9-3 to go to the Outback.
No, there's not gonna be that many good teams this year. Everyone's gonna beat each other.
The 7-5 team's not going to the Outback Bowl. Our best team ever in 2018 went to the Outback Bowl.
I mean,
at 8-4. But
it just depends how the SEC falls, doesn't it? I mean, we're gonna have two in the playoffs, so
maybe,
possibly. So I mean,
so what are you thinking? What's your bowl?
That kind of pushes down the standings. Well, let's go Citrus. I don't know.
Okay, I'm gonna go Music City.
Outback would be way too fun.
Yeah, for sure. All right, so that's going to be it for our Instagram questions today. We really thank you guys so much for sending those in, and thank you guys so much for listening. Looking forward to a great weekend and a great game at Memphis. Hopefully, Mississippi State can pull out another win and start this season off 3-0 heading into SEC play. So until the next episode, I'm Jack Taylor.
I'm Hunter too.
And we'll see you next time. We've never done that before.
Me talking at the end? I really need to look and see if anyone listens at the end right here. What if there's just a massive spike at the end because I sang that one time in a certain episode?
And they think you're going to sing again?
Dude, I wonder if anyone even listened to that.
I did.